Well, it's about 7 a.m. on a random cold Saturday in the middle of December, so you know what that means. Poor neighbors are gonna get a cold start on the straight piped F-150. My name is Nick, you're watching Olsen Auto, and today we are driving to West Virginia to go pick up a motorcycle, which in most instances I wouldn't do. However, this is a very special motorcycle. You guys will see what it is in a little bit. Let's get a cold start on the truck because I'm running late. Gotta hit Dunkin', that's mandatory. And yeah, let's get a cold start here. I got the keys, I got the straps that I need, I have ramps. We're going to my boy Jeremiah's house. He is going to use his truck and we're going to pick up a U-Haul trailer. Okay, it's not that loud. Got some empty totes here. God, this thing's loud. Okay, so this is a very special bike to me that we're going to pick up. I'm gonna take you guys for the trip. It's about 10 hours, 10 and a half hours each way in my backpack here, and I'm doing this more so for myself than you guys. Gonna make sure I have everything I need. So, I have my wallet with headphones, and of course, we got all of this that we're gonna go spend. So this is all about to disappear momentarily. It doesn't guarantee that I'm buying the bike, but from what I understand and what I understand how clean it is, it doesn't run. That's why I have the totes to grab the extra parts. From how clean it is, it's a one owner. It's a pretty sweet bike, so I'm probably gonna buy it. It would have to be really bad for me to drive all the way there and then not buy it. Like, it would have to be insanely bad. So probably gonna buy it, but we gotta go to Jeremiah's house. The whole plan, go to Jeremiah's house, get in his truck, load my stuff up, go to U-Haul, grab the trailer. It's a 5x8 enclosed. I got my straps. I'm gonna grab some extra straps from him as well. Load everything up, get the U-Haul trailer, go to Scranton, Pennsylvania, because that gets us around New York City. And then from Scranton down to West Virginia. Like I said, 10 and a half hours, 700 miles each way. Shouldn't be too bad. Gotta grab some donkeys first, but let's get this road trip on the road. All right, made it to the land of the free. Let's go spend some more money and get out of here. So the U-Haul guy didn't show up till 9. The scheduled appointment was for 8, so that's a little upsetting. But got the 5x8 enclosed trailer, the only monster flavor that matters, ultra peachy keen. Trailer's only got a little bit of an angle to her, but it's not scraping in the back, so we're good. Filling this thing up, gonna bankrupt me on this trip, but it'll be worth it, hopefully. There. Need to be around there. Oh boy. Hold on, we're almost under 100 miles. Almost there. I don't know if we just hit 100 or... Oh, look at that! Boom, under 100. Well, missed the West Virginia approach. Oh, there we go, it's close enough. Welcome to West Virginia. All right, had to stop over here. Oh my God. 15 minutes to go, but we're here, middle of nowhere, West Virginia, but we did it. 15 minutes to go. I'm sure this view would be nice if it wasn't 8:30 at night and foggy. 715 miles to go or so. Got some parts there, and here in the back of the fateful U-Haul, I have one 1979 Honda CBX1000. The infamous inline 6 super bike, previous world's fastest bike. Gonna show you some more once we get this thing home. Got about 10 hours ahead of us. Gonna stop and grab some food. Should be able to clean it up real nice and make this thing a ripper. And that's New Jersey, the grossest state in the country. I don't care if you're watching this on New Jersey, please click off of the video. Well, it's very, very cold out, ladies and gentlemen, but we got the bike back, unloaded, trailer returned, done, officially done with the trip. And I quickly just put the pieces that I have on the bike to show you guys what it looks like. And this is what we have, the 1979 CBX1000. This was the world's fastest bike at the time. Inline 6, 1049 cc's, 105 horsepower, 5-speed. This thing was sweet when it came out, still is sweet. The one thing that this bike has that not many others have, I think the Kawasaki Z1300 is the main competitor, is it's an inline 6. It sounds like an F1 car going down the road. Insert audio clip here. So obviously it sounds good. I'm going to bring this into the nice warm garage, tell you guys a little bit more about it, the parts I have over there for it, what we need to do to get this thing running and riding. I'm gonna give you guys some background on this bike. Just to start off, this thing will definitely be running by spring, assuming the motor isn't locked up. I have no way of knowing if the motor is locked up because there's no clutch cable and the chain isn't attached. Chain is in a box over there, so couldn't really test at all if the motor was locked, so I'm assuming it isn't. I'm gonna show you guys around this bike. You're gonna have to let me know in the comments what you think. I think I got beyond a good deal. I'm so ready to make this thing into a ripper again. So like I said, 79 CBX1000, dual overhead cam, 24 valve, 1049 cc engine, 105 horsepower, 5-speed manual transmission. For those of you that don't know, the CBX was the fastest bike in the world. It was one of the first production 6-cylinder motorcycles to ever really hit the market, and it was pretty much known as suicide on wheels when it came out. It was the big, crazy bike. People were scared to ride it. It's admittedly a kind of small and flimsy chassis, given that it was the highest horsepower bike ever produced. It wasn't even allowed to be sold in Germany because Germany didn't allow motorcycles over 100 horsepower. This thing was banned in Germany. Think about Germany. Porsche, Mercedes, some of the best, highest horsepower cars money can buy. They didn't allow this bike because it was too fast. Now, this was 79. I understand times are different. But this is in incredible condition. The history behind these bikes is so amazing. There's a bunch of videos of people who know a lot more than I do talking about these. Just to give you guys the rundown on my specific bike, 79 with 12,000 miles. I purchased this from the original owner. It did bounce around between him and his brother from what I understand. So if you want to call it a 2-owner bike plus me being number 3, you could. I'm going to call it a 1-owner plus me. So 2 owners, including myself. He did get this chromed. It has a new clutch. The valve lash was done. The oil filter housing thing was chromed. It needs a little bit of work. All the fluids, which is just oil. I have to do brake fluids. These are the big flaws here. Right there. And right down here, you can see there's an issue with the brake system. But other than that, besides the tank being dirty, he says it was resprayed, but I don't believe him. This paint looks absolutely astonishingly good. So if it was resprayed, this was easily a several $1,000 respray because it is beautiful. All of it matches perfectly. The pinstriping is perfect. I don't believe this is a respray. I believe this is OEM paint. I don't really know how to check that. So we're calling it good. I'm going to call that OEM. There's no way that's a respray. Needs tires. These are very flat spotted. The bike has been sitting for 10 years, bone stock, everything except for this little air gauge setup for the air forks. That's just so it would be a little bit stiffer. These are very dainty forks for a 600-pound motorcycle, and that helps make the ride a little more uncomfortable, but a little more manageable. This bike is just so incredibly clean. Like I said, bone stock. Needs tires because these are 10 years old and flat spotted. Chain is in one of those boxes. Not sure if I'm going to run that chain or go back to stock. Just to give you guys an idea of how clean this bike is. It's dusty. My detailer is going to kill me if I do this, but he'll be fine. You can see how clean the bike is. Look at these housings here. The screws have never been touched. Everything is perfectly clean. This bike looks brand new. Everything is shiny, chrome. I mean, just look at that. That is beautiful. Every single thing on this bike, it's dusty. And it's old, but it is absolutely perfect. Calipers are all good and clean. They're just dusty. Everything is just dusty except for the brakes. So the brakes need work. Gonna do the carbs because they're off. And from what I understand, they have not been synced. So we got 6 carburetors here that have to be worked with. I got some buckets of parts here. Tires, carbs, basic maintenance plugs, oil, air filter, all that stuff. And then it should rip. Like, I see no reason that if I get those carbs mint, assuming they didn't mess up the valve lash, which it was the guy I got it from, friend, who ended up moving halfway through. That's why the bike wasn't finished. The idea of the story behind this bike, he bought it new in '79, sold it to his brother. Brother let it sit. Then he got it back and wanted to rebuild it. However, when he went to rebuild it, he got it running, but it wasn't running perfect. So his mechanic guy was like, hey, and he didn't rebuild it. The mechanic guy rebuilt it. Rebuild, which I believe was just valve lash and a clutch. And he said, hey, let's take the carbs off. I'm going to rebuild them. He rebuilt them, put all new parts in it. Don't believe he synced them. Just put new stuff in it. Never ran gas through it again. His buddy moved out and he never finished the project for him. And then it sat like this for 10 years with alleged fresh paint. You can even see the license plate. So about 10 years ago, 2013, when he first got it running again, he registered it. You can see this plate's literally never been down the road. So he registered the bike, and after he registered it, his buddy pulled the carbs back off, and that was that. You know, the bike sat since then. He never rode it on this fresh registration. So the carbs, I'm going to sync those myself, hopefully. Going to slap those in. Going to grab all new boots here, all new fluids, all the maintenance items. Probably going to dump about $1,000 into this bike, but by spring, we should be ripping. I really want to get a Pipes Performance 6-to-6 exhaust, 3 exits on each side. Those are very expensive. Everything for this bike is very expensive. So that's in the future, but this was quite the journey. I've been awake for 35 hours now, and I am ready to go to bed. It's only like 2 p.m. Literally, yeah, it's actually just turning 2 p.m. now. That was a pretty good guess on my part, but I'm going to end this video here. You, ladies and gentlemen, just witnessed me purchase my dream motorcycle. I've been looking for one of these for like 6 years now, since I was either 14 or 15. Ever since I had heard the sound clip that I showed you guys earlier, I knew I wanted one. Thankfully, I was presented with the opportunity to buy one. I am flat broke right now because diesel is not cheap, and that was a 1,400 mile trip, and the bike itself was $5,500. So, I am flat broke. I will be eating ramen and OJ for the next, I don't know, couple weeks at least. But I have my dream bike, and even if it just sits here and waits a couple months while I get money together to do it right, that's okay with me. I'm in possession of my dream bike, and I couldn't be happier there. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate your continued support. I know the motorcycle videos don't always do as good, but I like making them, and this is going to be the best motorcycle video I ever produce, I promise. So I'm happy to make it, and I'm happy you guys are enjoying it. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and a Merry Christmas. That's coming up too, right? Yeah, something like that. Happy holidays.
Told my brothers one day we gon' make it. We just gotta grind for that paycheck. Mama told me one day I'll be famous. Remember when she used to say she hate this? Back then they would laugh when I say shit. Now I'm inside all them people's playlists. So one day I'll be stomping.